So for your assignment this week, what I would like you to do is tell me about the trees that are around you. So in the grade 6 curriculum, what you're meant to be able to do is to identify 4 of the main trees that are around you where you live. So what I would like us to do as a class is sort of introduce each other to the different trees around us. And I want to give you an example in this video as well. So the things that you would include in your video would be, and if you don't want to make a video, you can do like a slideshow or something else like that. I just thought a video is a different and fun way to try to do an assignment. So in your video, you're going to want to introduce the tree, like with the name of the tree. Tell me if it's deciduous or coniferous, and you can describe how you know that. Tell me about the leaves, either the leafy leaves or the needle leaves. So you can say, like, for example, if it's a fir, how do you know it's a fir? If it's a spruce, how do you know it's a spruce? Those types of things, and refer back to my videos about that. If you've chosen a deciduous tree, you can tell me about the shape of the leaf. If there's anything unique about those leaves, you can tell me about that. You can look at the bark and you can describe the bark of that tree, what it looks like. And you may be doing a little bit of research on why the bark is like that or why the leaves are like they are. You can do a little bit of other research, like how tall do those trees get? What's the climate that those trees typically like to live in? Any interesting facts that you can tell me about those trees, the better. So for an example, even the cones, you can tell me about the cones, those types of things too. So for example, I want to show you guys this tree. So you can see, this is actually my husband's parents' house here. So they have this type of tree lining the entire outside of their yard, the whole way around their yard. And you'll notice that this tree has needles and cones. However, many of the needles have fallen off. So this is one of my favorite trees because it looks like a coniferous because it's got needles and cones, but it actually, here's the cones, is what they look like. Oh, it's still there, guy. But it behaves like a deciduous because it actually loses its needles in, you can see they're just falling off on my glove even. It loses its needles in the winter. So the name of this tree, it's got actually 2 names. So it's called a tamarack or a larch. And you'll know a tamarack or a larch because in the wintertime they turn yellow and they lose their leaves. They lose their needles. So this tree is actually classified as both a coniferous and a deciduous. And you find it typically sort of in the forest that we have around here in Alberta. When I'm just looking out, you can't really see. Oftentimes you can see, like if you're actually driving out to Sparwood or Fernie, you'll see a lot of them there on the mountainsides, and you can tell because it's like everything else is green and then there's orange trees, orange like evergreen looking trees in the fall, or yellow. They actually turn yellow. Let's have a look at the bark. The bark looks very much, if you're looking through there, the bark looks very much like a coniferous, sort of that scaly type of bark, not like a poplar, which is deciduous poplar, which is smooth and white, right? So it's got that type of scaly bark. And yeah, so these trees here, you can see they're about as tall as the house, getting there, not quite as tall as the house. And they do get quite big. To be perfectly honest, I'm just doing this video on the fly, so I haven't done as much research, but in your video, you could tell me how big they get roughly. Any types of facts that you want to add into your video, the more the better. All right, there you have it. That's an example of the video that I'd like you to try out for this weekend. Find a tree that's in your yard or like around where you like to go for walks, and do a bit of research on it. And tell me about the leaves, if it's a deciduous or coniferous. Tell me about the bark. Tell me some facts. Tell me what climate it likes, where you typically find it growing. There you go. Have fun with this one, you guys. I can't wait to see it. Upload your video onto the assignment card.